Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, I'm going to be showing you a sketchbook tour of this moleskine. And in this moleskine, I primarily used a ballpoint pen. I've been experimenting a lot lately with the ballpoint pen and I'm loving it. It's pretty versatile. And yeah, so this is the first spread that I drew in here. I'm not making anything really official in here, but this is kind of where I'm headed with primarily a lot of hatching to kind of nail down these values. And as you can see, I love drawing animals. This is a hornbill and this is a parrot. And then these are just really loose sketches, a frog. These are all different moments. So maybe I drew this one day, this another day, maybe this 10 minutes later, and kind of created a multiple image on this spread. And this is a continuation of the hornbill, just using the ballpoint pen. And yeah, I'm playing more with trying to get darker values in certain parts to kind of give more depth and dimension to what I'm drawing. More hornbill. I forget what this creature is called. Sometimes I just have a lot of reference up and just start drawing and don't really research what I'm drawing. I think this is that same creature. I think it's like a rodent/cat creature in Costa Rica. This is kind of a really overworked monkey face. I was really going overboard with the hatching on that. It's not my favorite, but you learn from every spread what does and doesn't work. I think here is where I kind of controlled my hatching a little more. I have a chameleon here. He has sticking out his tongue, a chimpanzee, and another chimpanzee. And this was just a really long session trying to draw a kind of tree trunk out of my mind. Really messy and scribbly. This is a study of 3 birds. Just kind of drew this from the same reference photo, but just kind of slightly changed each one, keeping things really loose. And this is a monkey. I put more detail in a certain part of it just to drive kind of the viewer's eyes up towards a certain part of the spread, and kind of left everything else as just a contour line, simple drawing. Even with the tree branch right there, it's very simple. Some pages you just draw on and you just want to move on to the next one and things aren't working. More creatures. Another chameleon. More rodents. And of course the macaw. I love drawing birds. If you've seen my other videos, they're mostly birds. A type of cockatoo and then 2 macaws. And I'm keeping everything very loose. I'm just using very loose lines to kind of capture the form. I'm not trying to do one solid line and make it perfect. I really embrace imperfection when I draw. I like to keep it loose and fun. More birds. So we have a macaw here, another kind of conure. And I like doing studies over each other to kind of give a sense of motion. These drawings could have been done, I don't remember exactly, but I probably did them a day apart. And I just kind of flip through my sketchbook and add more drawings on pages that I feel have space or where something might look good. Another macaw, keeping it really messy. More bird studies. I feel like a lot of the drawings really depend on your mood. If I have a lot of patience, maybe I'll spend a lot of time trying to nail down the lines, or I'll spend more time working on the values. But sometimes you're just not as patient and you just want to get a quick drawing done, and that shows in the drawing as well. I was probably in the same mood when I drew these that I was with these, but then something like this, I probably just had more patience and just spent more time putting the lines down. So it's interesting how your moods can really affect your drawings. And you can see that they're recorded in a drawing, which is what's unique about a sketchbook. More really quick, loose drawings of macaws. I love drawing macaws and any kind of bird. Just the feathers, the shapes of their face, everything in the form is just interesting to draw to me. Two bird friends. And this is a crow face. And I always use just regular hatching. I don't do any sort of cross hatching as too much. This hatching I just kind of rely on because it's quick and fast, kind of matches my mood when I do sketch. And this one, I probably spent maybe 20 minutes on this one, just taking my time with the ballpoint pen, just putting discovery and thought lines down, just trying to nail the form. A few more bird studies. And in this sketchbook, I'm keeping all the spreads pretty simple and I'm not trying to overwork the spread and fill every empty space. And then sometimes it's nice to just draw over the crease and just fill up the entire spread as if it was one big canvas. And this is a African gray parrot I was drawing. I like how the feathers and hatching came out on that one. And once again, I like putting a lot of focus on one part and leave everything else kind of empty. It kind of just drives the eyes of the viewer up to where all the detail is. Some more crow studies. Different profiles, different faces. And once again, using just simple hatching in an energetic way to kind of know and capture those values, shadows. What I'll do is I'll find a shape of the shadow and just kind of fill in that shape. I don't get too detailed. Some rabbit studies. Very imperfect, which isn't a bad thing. It just makes it more fun to draw when you just embrace imperfection a little bit. Every line doesn't have to be perfect. Every spread doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes you just want to kill 5 minutes and just want to open your sketchbook and draw. It's not always great. Sometimes it does turn out great. Cockatoo, more macaws. I think these are 2 conures. And then 2 owl studies. And I'm starting to play more with the background. I usually don't add background elements in my sketchbook, but I feel like I need to work on that a little more to give things more context and kind of place what I'm drawing in a setting. And it could be as simple as a flower or some other botanical piece to kind of just give context to what you're drawing. And since I draw animals, botanicals would be a good accompaniment to what I'm working on. Another parrot. And this is a parrot face here. The eye isn't too accentuated, and then more parrot studies. And like I said, and as you can see, things are just messy. I'm drawing over other drawings. I kind of like having a sense of motion. My background is in traditional animation, so I have a sense of like drawing loose and fast. I always imagine my drawings moving. That's just how I was trained. And so you'll see a lot of that in my sketchbook, very loose, flowy, gestural lines. I think I was looking at reference from a temple, like a Balinese temple. And this is part of a flower I never finished. Just sometimes you want to just abandon a page, and that's okay. I could probably go back and fill in some parts, but it is what it is. And 3 more parrots. I like how this spread turned out. Really simple. Not too much value or detail, just kind of really loose contour drawing. 2 macaw studies. Sometimes it's nice to look at a reference and try drawing it the opposite of what you see. I think that's what I was doing here. This was how the reference photo looked like. He was facing left. But a good challenge sometimes is to look at a reference like that and then redraw it the opposite way. Another macaw sketch. Nice and messy. And then these are just continuous line portrait studies. I think these are from a video that I made a while back, or I was warming up or something, but sometimes it's nice to just give yourself a creative limitation and tell yourself, I'm gonna draw a portrait, I'm not gonna lift up my pen, and see what happens. Another one. I like how this one turned out. Another side profile, continuous line drawing. And when you're drawing continuous line drawings like this, sometimes it's nice to give yourself a really short time period. So give yourself 30 seconds or 60 seconds max to work on a continuous line drawing like this. It'll keep you loose and keep everything energetic looking. And this isn't a ballpoint pen, this is more of a inky Uniball. So it's not the classic Bic ballpoint, this is like the Uniball brand. So the lines are a lot darker, but it is harder to get line quality with those types of pens. I think I have it right here. Yeah, it was one of these Uniballs that I drew this with. They're fun to draw with, but yeah, you kind of get a line that's the same width everywhere. And when you do want line quality, you have to go back over to give things more weight. Same pen, that Uniball. But it gives you a nice immediate effect. It feels like a really thin marker when you're drawing with it. Another cockatoo. And yeah, it is hard to transition from 2 different pens, like going from a ballpoint pen where you can get really light lines and then work on certain areas to make them darker. It's hard to work to change to something like this when it just, the whole mindset behind drawing with this pen is different than with a ballpoint pen. And these are some thumbnail studies. Really quick, loose thumbnails. I made a video on these. I did a small series of thumbnail videos. And then these are blind contour line drawings. And I think I did this in another video as well. I was just drawing my left hand in different poses without looking at the page. That's why they're very messy and loose. Just like that. And then some more botanical drawings. Like I said, I need to work on botanicals more. I think it'll give my bird drawings more interest on my spread. And then this page fell out, and that's a ballpoint pen sketch of a bird. And that's it for this sketchbook. Thanks for watching. I have more sketchbooks like this. I'm going through them, making videos, and sharing what's inside. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment if you have a question, and hit the thumbs up if you like this video as well. I really hope you like this. My name is Chris Wilson, and I'll see you later. Thanks.